Hi there, my name is Mindy Jensen. I'm the host of the BiggerPockets Money Podcast and a licensed real estate agent in Colorado. Here are 5 things I would never do when buying a house after being a real estate agent. Part 2. Number 1 is I would never let the seller make the repairs. I would always ask for a credit instead. The reason being, the seller is not incentivized to find the best repair person or the company that's offering the best warranty. They are incentivized to find the cheapest repair person. Better bet for you as the buyer is to take the credit and then go and have the repair performed for yourself. You choose the company, you choose the price, and you choose the warranty length. It's in your best interest to have everything done to your specifications. Number 2, I would never sign the final paperwork without having a final walkthrough immediately before going to sign the final paperwork. And what I mean by immediately is you are driving to the house, do your final walkthrough, and then immediately drive to sign your paperwork. The reason being is you could have some catastrophic thing like the house burns down, or you could have a less catastrophic but still really awful thing. Like I once read that a seller dug up every single bit of vegetation in the front yard. The nicely landscaped yard, when the buyers came back after signing all the paperwork, turned into what looked like a war zone because there was nothing left except the great big old trees. They took all the flowers, all the bushes, everything. You want to know what the house looks like. You want to buy it in the condition that you thought you were buying it in, and you want to make sure right before you go sign all the paperwork that it is in the condition you are in. And if it's not, don't sign that paperwork. Number 3, I would never waive my contingencies. This past spring, we had the hottest selling season that has ever been. And we saw buyers waiving their contingencies, waiving home inspection, waiving appraisal, even waiving their lending contingencies. Those contingencies are in place to protect you as the buyer. And if you don't have them, you could lose your earnest money. In some cases, earnest money is $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. I want those protections in place, and I would not waive my contingencies in order to win the bid. There's always another house. There's always going to be another house that I could live with, and I am not giving up that kind of money just so I could win the bid. Let somebody else win the bid by waiving their inspections, waiving their contingencies, and you get the house that you want with the protections that you need. Number 4, I would never buy a cheap flip. There's a difference between a good flip and a cheap flip. And if you don't know the difference, ask your real estate agent. But I would never buy a cheap flip because cheap flips cut corners. Cheap flips do things wrong, and you are going to be paying for that for the entire time that you own the property. It's not worth it. Number 5, I would not let the seller's agent represent me in the transaction. When you're a buyer, you need somebody working on your behalf to represent you and honor your best interests. When you have the seller's agent working for you, they're not really working for you. You're giving up a lot of advice and a lot of protection for the off chance that your offer will be accepted over somebody else's because the agent is what's called double dipping. They're getting both sides of the commission. There's always another house. If you can't get your offer accepted for a property when you're using a different agent, that's fine. Move on to another house. You'll find another house. There will always be another house. But you need somebody watching out for your best interest, especially if this is your first or second property. Thanks for watching. If you've got some tips for things that you'd never do when buying a house, leave us a comment. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more real estate advice. This is Mindy Jensen signing off.